how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at The Gift of Hack Slash. This is the very first thing collected in Omnibus 4 and is a super small 4-page one-shot. Yeah, a really tiny comic, but it really does pack a lot of a punch. Cassie is investigating a slasher in a costume shop, and he's even got the cheap knockoff Jason Voorhees mask on. That's pretty funny, but we get an introduction as to who Cassie is. We get this whole slasher adventure, Cassie saving her friends, and overall, we get a whole hack slash story in just 4 pages. That's really cool. I really wish the comic had more backstory as to what this was. Like, I really wish when they put the omnibus together that they would have like author's notes or something. But from what I can guess, this was probably a promotional tool. Basically, you had Hack Slash over at Devil's Due, and then when they ended things over there, the comic would come to Image Comics. And when they transitioned to a new publisher, they probably needed some promotional piece. I don't know if this was part of like a larger promos thing, or if this was stuck at the back of other comic book issues, but basically a quick little story to get people interested in the new series and to help promote it. And I think it does that really well. It shows us who Cassie is, it shows us what one of her adventures will be like, and it overall is really, really cool. The only thing I can complain about with this is it's called The Gift of Hack Slash, or the 2011 Hack Slash Christmas Special, but it's not really anything to do with Christmas. I mean, it's a costume shop, so it's closer to Halloween, I guess, but I guess it just came out around Christmas time? I don't know. I was honestly a little confused as to why it was called that, and it's just super weird it's not a Christmas story with that title, but whatever, for what it is and what we got, it's a fun little mini adventure. Anyway though, if you guys want to see just a little bit of it, again, this section will probably be pretty short because this whole video will probably be pretty short because I'm talking about a 4-page comic here, but if you want to see just a little piece of it, I'll switch to the close-up camera. I'll show you some of the story and some of the art, but I'll try to be avoiding significant spoilers. But without further ado, let's switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle taking a closer look at The Gift of Hack Slash. This is the very first thing collected inside Omnibus 4, so let's bring this closer to the camera. The writer, of course, is going to be Tim Seeley, and if we pan over here, we get to see that the art is also by Tim Seeley. The Gift of Hack Slash parentheses, the 2011 Hack Slash Holiday Special. If we flip it to the very next page, we get to see the story's cover, and this is actually a throwback cover. I believe it was a variant of issue 1 that had the pumpkin there instead of the present, but now we get to see the Christmas version. I will say it's kind of strange that this is a Christmas version and it's also listed as a holiday special, because this doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas, but there's Cassie stabbing a Christmas present. After that, we get into the story proper. Again, I'm going to try to avoid major spoilers, but it's only 4 pages, so we're not going to go too deep into this one. But let's talk a bit about the story and show you guys some of the art. We open up with this nice full-page splash of Cassie there, and in these bubbles, she's talking about her backstory, and she's not being super specific, like she's not laying out the whole timeline, but you do get a good sense of who she is. She's a final girl that goes around and hunts slashers, and behind her we get pictures of important people. There's her mother, the lunch lady. We also get the killer from My First Maniac, the Mosaic Man from When She Met Vlad. There's Libby from the last series. And then we get her 2 love interests, Georgia and Sam there. But this whole thing ends with, and most important of all, and then we introduce Vlad. And the 2 of them are going into a costume shop. We get to see some pretty cool costumes. And Vlad is noticing one for a Chippy Chipmunk. That was his childhood comic he read when he was in the butcher's basement. Upon seeing these 2 though, Cassie realizes that what this slasher is doing is killing people and adding them to his costume collection, and he appears right behind them with horror slasher written on his shirt and a very generic cheap Friday the 13th knockoff mask. A really fun gag. We all had those masks, and I do like seeing one in a hack slash story. And also this old school costume thing, yeah, those used to be more prevalent, whereas like a mask and a matching t-shirt that kind of explained what the costume was supposed to be. A cool little motif. But yeah, Cassie is there to save her friends, but that's on the next 2 pages and I'm not gonna go that far. But I will say, when you see which 2 friends she's saving, it is some really good pulls and some really fun characters. However, with what these friends say, we can infer that this story is actually set relatively far into the series, but we're not quite there yet, so this is also a little bit of a flash forward at things to come. Overall though, this was a pretty fun story, a good introduction, as well as being a good sort of mini hack slash adventure to let you guys know what you're in for. Definitely recommend it, and besides, it's just 4 pages at the beginning of Omnibus 4, a good little prologue and a good little hype piece to get you into the rest of the book. And yeah, a fun little thing. It's just too bad it didn't have anything to do with Christmas, but oh well. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my hack slash playlist. If you want to see me talk about more plot arcs from the series, you should be able to find them there. Anyway, have a good day. See you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist here. Have a good day now.